Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. I say shalom to your Akim and brethren out there. And this is a quick sit-down lesson for In the News, September 29th, 2022 at 1:54 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Thursday afternoon. And this is a news article that was recently from CNBC.com, published September 29th, 2022 at 9:20 a.m., updated about 5 hours ago. And this is from Asia Politics and Associated Press. And the highlight of this news article, and it reads for the In the News for today: North Korea fires another missile after President Kamala Harris leaves South Korea. South Korea military says North Korea fired at least one ballistic missile towards East waters hours after Vice President Kamala Harris left South Korea. Vice President Kamala Harris' trip to South Korea was the last stop of a 4-day Asian trip, which she emphasized a U.S. committed to defend its allies in the face of increasing North Korea threats. And it says North Korea fired two ballistic missiles on Wednesday, a day before visiting Harris visit South Korea, and one before she left on Sunday. So that's a total of 3 missiles that North Korea launched and tested. And it says South Korea military says North Korea has fired at least one ballistic missile towards the eastern waters. And it says the launch on Thursday came after U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris departed from South Korea, the last stop of a 4-day Asian trip, which she emphasized a U.S. commitment to defend its allies in the face of North Korea threats. And it says today's launch was the 3rd round of missile tests by North Korea. This week, North Korea fired 2 ballistic missiles on Wednesday, a day before Harris visits South Korea, and one before she left Washington on Sunday. And U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has capped her 4-day trip to Asia with a stop Thursday at the demilitarizing zone dividing the Korean Peninsula, as she emphasizes the ironclad U.S. committed to the security of its Asian allies in the face of an increasingly hostile North Korea. The visit comes after the heels of North Korea's latest missile launches and amending concerns that the country may conduct a missile test. Visiting the DMZ has become something a ritual for American leaders to hope to show their resolve to stand firm against aggression. North Korea fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles on Wednesday while Harris was in Japan, and fired one before she left Washington on Sunday. The launch contributed to a record level of missile tests this year. This is intended to move North Korea closer to be acknowledged as a full-fledged nuclear power. As the DMZ, Harris went to the top of the ridge near guard towers and security cameras. She looked through the bulky binoculars as South Korean officer pointed out military installations on the southern side. Then an American officer pointed out some of the defenses along the Green Line, including barbed wire fences and the clay mines. He said the American soldiers will regularly walk patrol along the path. It's close, Harris said. The past and presents are happening every day. Harris then visited on a row of blue buildings and described the demarcation line where an American officer explained how the buildings are still used to conduct negotiations with North Korea. Sometimes they pass messages back and forth, and sometimes they use a megaphone. He said, "That's high tech," Harris joked before adding, "We step into history, and it's still going," the colonial said. The U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris centered left near the Korean border at a trust village in Punjab in the demilitarized zone, the DMC, of Paju, South Korea on Thursday, September 29, 2022. It says Harris agrees the past and present are happening every day. She then walked out of the building and up towards the line on the North Korean side. The two figures dressed in what appears to be a hazmat suit peeked out from behind a certain in the second floor window. Then they disappeared back inside. So yeah, I wasn't gonna read all those articles. That was a long article. But yeah, as once again, Joel 3 and 10 back in effect once again. Let the weak say I am strong. And that's what we're seeing from North Korea. And North Korea been firing a lot of missiles so far this year, you know. And as North Korea continues to make a statement that, they're not going to give up their missiles, they're not going to give up their nuclear defense capability, they're not going to give up none of that, as Kim Jong-un continues to make a statement, continue to fire nuclear missiles and ICBM ballistic missiles as well too, as that Joel 3 and 10 goes into effect. Now it's increasing now more than ever. And this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Joel 3, verse 10, Salakia. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and the plenty hooks into spears, and let the weak say, I am strong. I'm going to drop down to verse 9. Joel 3 and 9, because North Korea is in that warlike type mode, and they refuse to continue to give up their nuclear capability as they still making noise, in response to Japan, South Korea, and the United States combined, as North Korea look at them three nations as a threat, because North Korea is not going to give up their nuclear capability. And this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, because Yahweh Shem Al Shai putting that spirit of war into these nations, and that's what we're seeing right now. Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, right? Because we're seeing the mighty men of these nations, They doing these military drills, these exercise drills, these joint Navy exercise drills. They in that warlike mindset, Let all the men of war draw near and let them come up, right? Because they getting closer to that third world's war. Because we seeing it increase more and more now than ever. And I'm going to go back to Joel 3 and 10. Joel 3 and 10, I'm going to read it once again for edification's sake. Beat your plowshares and the swords and the plenty hooks, and let the weak say I am strong, right? Because you're seeing this, starting to see these nations starting to see their strength and military capability, especially China, Iran, and North Korea. They're showing their nuclear capabilities, And it's starting to increase more and more and more, So with that, I just wanted to bring out this little quick news update in regards to, the rumors of wars. And the Joel 3 and 10 is definitely increasingly coming to full effect. And let the weak say I am strong, because the weak is starting to show their strength on an everyday basis as we see these news articles, And so with that, I hope this quick sit-down lesson in the news was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Wakarkadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.